everyone, I am Quietly Gaming and welcome back to our series where we play through all of the classes and jobs in Final Fantasy XIV. As you can see right here, we have done Bard and we have done Lancer, and I'm also starting to work on kind of a compilation of the dialogue for some of the Gatherers and Craftsmen, so we have those going as well. You can check them out on my YouTube if you're interested in those. Today we are going to be doing the Conjurer, which will eventually turn into the White Mage. Fun fact, this was my first class when I started the game about a year ago, and I played through quite a bit of it. So, we are going to go ahead and take a peek and talk to Medell here, the receptionist, and see what's going on. Hi, I'd like to talk to you. Well met, adventurer. You are come to Steelglade Fen, home of the Conjurers Guild. We conjurers harness the power of earth, wind, and water that abound in nature and thereby weave spells of healing and protection. Ever do we seek noble souls to initiate into our mysteries, yet you be such a soul? Might you be such a soul? Come to join the guild? I have come to join your guild. Then allow me to provide you with an overview of what it is to be a conjurer. Conjuring is the art of healing and purification. Its practitioners harness the power of nature, that they might bring about change in the form of spells. Primitive magic, such as that once wrought by individuals known as mages, meaning those with the ability to manipulate ether, has existed since the dawn of time. It is not until some 5 centuries ago that conjuring emerged from this shapeless agglomyrthic of the spells and charms, an event which led to the founding of Gridania. In those dark days, the elementals would not suffer man's presence in the 12swood, forcing our forebears to make their homes beneath the earth in the great subterranean city of Grimolia. But their desire to settle in the 12swood continued to burn fiercely. Time and time again, they sought to curry the elementals' favor. Unlike men and other creatures bound in temples of flesh, the elementals are beings of pure ether. Recognizing this, the mages of Eld reasoned that their talent for etheric manipulation might allow them to commune with these theretofore enigmatic entities. It took 5 long decades, but our forebears finally succeeded. Their reward, the elementals' permission to dwell in the 12swood. So, it was the nation of Gridania was born. Since that time, the elements have taught us to live as one with nature, speaking to all Gridanians through the hearers, though mages who are able to commune with them. And for their intimacy with the elements, the hearers would go on to attain greater mastery over the forces of nature. Thus did they conceive the art of conjuring. And that, my most attentive listener, is the brief history of conjuring. If you have a mind to walk our path, I wholeheartedly recommend you join our guild. It would be my pleasure to explain the initiation process to you. Pray speak with me again when you are ready. I'm ready. Is your mind made up? Are you ready to join the Conjurers Guild? Let me in. That is well. I shall introduce you to our guild master, Brother Isumiyan. Brother Isumiyan presides over the Conjurers Guild, even as he serves the nation as a hearer. You will find him in the meditation area within. Go to him and make known your desire to join the guild. We've seen him some in our playthrough of ARR. Greetings, adventurer. I'm told you wish to become a conjurer of Steelglade Fen. I am Brother Isumiyan, master of this guild. Before you are formally accepted into our ranks, I would impart to you the principles of Conjurer. Pray attend me well. Conjurer is an arcane art that takes life and the living for its domain. Its primary purpose is the salving of hurts and the granting of protections. Adventurers such as yourself oft stand upon the front lines of battle. Owing to this, you are like to find yourself in many situations wherein a capacity for healing would be advantageous. Mind you, there is more to Conjurer than that. By harnessing the power of earth, wind, and water, conjurers are also capable of weaving spells that wreak havoc. In terms of sheer destructive power, Conjurer may pale in comparison to thaumaturgy. That's not right. But in capacity to defend one against aggression, more than compensates for this relative shortcoming. In mastering healing and purification, not only will you be able to mend wounds and purge afflictions, you'll also be able to breathe life back into the fallen. More than simple healers, yet not true dealers of destruction, conjurers realize their full potential when they employ their powers in support of others. This, my dear adventurer, is what it means to be one of us. Mayhaps that was too much to grasp upon one single hearing. But worry not, for the meaning of my words will become clear to you in due time. Aye, you will come to understand that Conjurer is not the sole province of the Conjurer. Should you wish to walk our path, I must needs ask that you solemnly vow to embrace nature, to heed the will of the elements and the 12s would alike. Can you make this vow? Yes. Yeah. I knew your answer ere your lips had parted, yet I am no less pleased to hear it. By the power vested in me, I hereby name you a member of the Conjurer's Guild. If you would be so kind as to lend me your hunting log, I shall add to it the names of such creatures as would pose a suitable challenge to a conjurer. And to mark this momentous occasion, I present to you this cane. Though it may be old and withered, it will serve you well as you take your first steps upon the path of a conjurer. Take up your cane quietly and present yourself to me once more. I would assign you your first task as a conjurer, as still late then. Brother Isumiyan wishes to assign you your first task. The part of a conjurer becomes you quietly. Without further ado, I shall assign you your first task as a conjurer of Stillgate Glen. Then, just beyond the city gates, you will encounter squirrels, ladybugs, and fungular. I would have you slay 3 of you. Lest you wonder how I can so coolly order the taking of life, know that the things are not as they once were. As a consequence of the calamity, and I may add, through no fault of their own, these creatures have become the burden to the 12's wood, a burden it cannot well bear. As a conjurer, it is your duty to carry out the will of the forest, and by employing your powers in doing so, you'll come to learn something of your art. Now go quietly, and perform your first task in the name of the elements. We're gonna stone them! Alright. Go ahead and talk to Isumiyan. Welcome back, quietly. The elementals have told me of your success. By placing yourself in the midst of nature and seeing it with a conjurer's eyes, you have taken your next step along the path of enlightenment. Healing, protection, and destruction. Though our spells vary in function, they all derive their power from the same source. the force is embodied in all creation. By gathering the true understanding of these, a conjurer may call upon them to manipulate his environment, thereby realizing the state of being that he desires. And yes, yours is a similar look. The very picture of confusion, but be not disheartened, for comprehension shall come in due time. For now, you must learn to reach out to the forces embodied in each of us. Pray, hearken to mine instructions. Breathe deep and open your eyes to that which cannot be seen. Feel the myriad life around you and draw upon this boundless reservoir of energy. Take up your cane and use it to lend that energy form. Go forth, my young conjurer, and be at one with the world. Return to me when you have learned to draw upon the forces around you with the self-same ease you draw upon with those within. And we can already do it. Ooh, nice. It looks like we're going to be getting an upgrade in stuff. So we like that. It's good to see you quietly. By the air of serenity that surrounds you, it is plain that you have learned to draw upon the energy of creation. I'm glad. It is the wellspring of all our power, yet the energy of creation is not one thing but many, and it calls upon all without first knowing each is conjury at its most basic. As a part of your continuing education, it is my desire that you now learn about the element of earth. Make your way to Blessed Bud in the North Shroud, and there partake of your Nolana's wisdom. The depth of his affinity for the elements of rock and soil is all but unique amongst the conjurers, and he is a gifted instructor besides. You may be certain of receiving a most enlightening lesson on the subject of Earth. Okie dokie. You seek here Nolanel. Then seek no more, for you have found him. What can I do for you, friend? Brother Isumiyan bid you come to learn of the element of earth. That is well. The power of earth is a solid foundation upon which a conjurer's stands. Okay. I could happily lecture you for days on its intricate variations and properties, but I rather suspect the busy life of an adventurer would not afford the time required for such extended discourse. Accordingly, I shall offer you an opportunity to experience the qualities of earth firsthand in combat. Now, mark me well quietly and do exactly as I command. East of here, to the grounds of the Tree Speak stables, there exists a patch of soil that bears the marks of corruption. Seek it out. When you have found the place, reach out to the focus of the earth's trauma and attempt to commune with it, as all conjurers can. Resentful of your intrusion, the tainted being that feasts upon unseen upon the energies seeping from the wounded earth shall then appear. Using power of conjury, strike it down and permit the land to a chance to heal. Much of the nature of earth will be revealed to you during the struggle, quietly. I trust you will return to me a wiser woman than she who now departs. Tainted Earth. Okay. Welcome back quietly, the elements whisper of your accomplishments. How did it feel to confront that embodiment of Earth? To endure its onslaught? Has the crushing power of this element shaken the very marrow of your bones? Corruption occurs when the land's wounds are prevented from healing. In vanquishing the tainted sprite, you permitted the earth's energies to flow unimpeded and to nourish the land once more. Can you not sense the strength of the earth returning? Already the land begins to heal thanks to your actions. That field will once again bear bountiful crops. When next you have reason to call upon your art, look back upon this task and that which you have accomplished. Experience once more the grinding weight of the earth's fury and revel in the memory of life flowing anew through the land you helped restore. With such thoughts shall your understanding of nature continue to grow. I hope you were paying attention, Sylphie. Ooh, I know her. See this adventurer here? Finally came all the way from Stillglade Fane just to hear my lesson. You would do well to learn from her example if you wish to become a conjurer worthy of the name. You must make an effort to study nature. Do you attend me, young lady? Why should I bother studying nature? I can conjure already. See? You have a rare gift for healing, Sylphie. A wonderful gift. Yet there is more to being a conjurer than... I do not want to do more. I want to heal. I'm good at healing. You can't make me do those other things. Yo, she's in a rebellious phase. Sometimes I wonder why I even try. Sylphie joined the guild shortly before you came to us. As you yourself just experienced, she possesses a prodigious talent for healing. Indeed, despite her tender years, I know a few conjurers who are her equal in that field. Alas, nature, the very wellspring of her power, holds no interest for the child, and when she should, by rights, be learning about the land, she prefers instead to wander it, healing people on a whim. You, in contrast, have been a most attentive student. I have taught you all I know of the the element of earth. You may report back to Brother Izumi and tell him as much. Big. And we've met the other character of this storyline, which is kind of fun. Because every storyline kind of has like a cast of characters, right? Right. Go ahead and return. Quietly you have returned. But tell me, how did you fare under Nolanel's expert tutelage? Have you delved deep into the earth and felt a suffocating weight? Its life-sustaining vigor? Such experiences will serve you well. And have you aught else to report? A fledgling conjurer named Sylphie casting healing magic upon you. How kind of her. I must confess to sharing Nolanel's frustration with the girl. As you yourself have witnessed, Sylphie possesses a natural talent for the conjuring of mending and restoration. Alas, her gifts appear to have blinded her to the need for study. and she outright refuses to learn about the natural world. She knows nothing of the elements of earth and wind, and is quite incapable of conjuring even the tiniest pebble or the faintest breeze. I have tried upon numerous occasions to explain to her that conjurers who are ignorant of the source of their power pose a risk to themselves and others, but to no avail. Should she continue to deny the debt she owes to nature and indulge in ever more reckless display of powers, there is every possibility that she will create a dangerous imbalance. Needless to say, I am presently at a loss to know how such an eventuality might be prevented. Ah, a thought occurs to me quietly. It may be that your encounter with Sylphie was ordained by the elements. Should you chance to meet her again, ask that you strive to impress upon her the importance of opening oneself to nature's voice. Mayhap she will listen to you. But we have discussed our wayward young friend's education enough. Let us speak instead of one of my more willing pupils, namely you. The progress you have made does you great credit, quietly. Though you are yet new to the art of conjuring, you are no stranger to nature's embrace. Considering all that you have learned, I hope you understand the true significance of these words. We want this. Alright, we have leveled up our Conjurer to past level 10, luckily, and we're gonna do this next quest. Greetings, Kylie. Each time we meet, the part of Conjurer befits you even better. In your previous lesson, you learned about the element of Earth. It is my desire that you become acquainted with wind. Travel to Full Flower Combe in the East Shroud and seek the teachings of Here Wolfrid. Though few years have passed since her coming of age, Wilfu is a conjurer of consummate skill who is able to divine the will of air elementals with uncommon clarity. I can recommend no better tutor for your lesson in the mysteries of wind. Nice, I was literally just in the Shroud. Leveling. You must be quietly. Brother Isumiyan sent word to expect you. It shall be my pleasure to instruct you on the patterns of gusts and gales. Now, how to proceed? Pray forgive my hesitation. It was but recently that I attained the title of Hearer, and, well, you are my first student. Yes, I believe a suitable task for you. To the east of Sweetbloom Pier, there is a small spring giving rise to a pool. Go there and clear the air of the honeybee swarms, which lately took up residence in the area. You seem uncertain. Mayhaps you wonder at the connection between my request and the subject of your study. I sympathize quietly, but trust me, inexperienced though I may seem, this deed will deepen your understanding of wind. Yes, ma'am. Welcome back. I take it the bees are no more? Tell me, did you happen to notice many of the Vilekins preferred flowers in the vicinity of that spring? I asked because there were none. Strange then, is it not, that the bees should choose to congregate there? And what has caused this adjourned behavior? Still, your mind in reach, your senses out. Can you feel it? The path of the wind veers from its natural course, sweeping hapless creatures along in its wake. Something is playing havoc with its air currents. Such a disturbance bespeaks corruption. Return to the spring near Sweetwater Plume and Sweet Bloom Pier and search for a pocket of corrupt air. Should you find one, use your powers of conjuring to disperse it. Why didn't you say that in the first place? Well done. The wind no longer keens its frustration. You may return to full flower. Nice. We did it. I must apologize for exposing you to such danger. The corruption was greater than I anticipated, but it is through such trials that we flourish as conjurers. Now then, quietly, what did you learn as you struggled with the air's grasp? I will doubtless have noticed the wind does not strike with the instant crushing force of earth. Instead, it torments one's foes, dancing across every surface and leaving 1,000 tiny wounds in its wake. Though these are the agonies of erosion. Having experienced such pain, you are now innately adequate with wind capacity for patient destruction. No land is a stranger to its power. When you stand under distant skies and feel the wind's familiar caress upon your cheek, remember the lesson you have learned here this day. I suppose I should be grateful that the latest elemental disturbance manifested itself at such an opportune time. Only the gods know what I could have taught you had it not. Yet the growing frequency of such phenomenons begins to concern me. While it is true the calamity wrought much harm upon the Twelveswood, I suspect some other forces at work here. I bid you remain wary, quiet. Be enough of those ominous rumblings. I regret to say that your time with me is at an end. Return to Stillglade Fane and report to Brother Isumi of your newfound mastery. Oh, and be sure to thank him for sending me such a willing first student. Welcome back, quietly. The elementals inform me that you have opened your ears to the voice of the wind. That is well. Yep. Having made allies of 2 elements, you are well on your way along the path of Conjurer, though full comprehension of these forces will only come to you in the fullness of time. Be patient. As you seek to embrace nature's nature more fully, so will nature hold you more closely. They made you study wind? Why bother? You don't need wind to heal things, whatever those dreary lessons tell you. Andre is inexcusably bound to nature, Sylphie. The dreary lesson is one you should have learned by now. I assure you, your presence here. I assume by your presence here that you have once again abandoned your tutors. You must understand, if you persist in casting spells without the proper knowledge, I have all the knowledge I need. My mother never needed to embrace nature to heal, and the people she helped were thankful for her art. I'll learn Conjurer the way she did, and become just as great a conjurer, you'll see. But I didn't come here to argue with you, Brother Isumi. I wanted to tell you that I've discovered how to cast Rise. How? What were you thinking, girl? You know not what you do, what you risk. You are meddling with forces beyond your comprehension. Should you even attempt to use that spell, I will have no recourse but to strip you of the name of Conjurer and banish you from our halls. Do I make myself clear? Why must you be so angry with me? It's not as if I was trying to hurt anyone. Yeah. Sigh, but that's... Sylphie, my dear child, that is precisely the point. My apologies, quietly. I hope you do not find these constant disruptions distracting. As you have just heard, Sylphie's mother was also a conjurer who is unable to use any spells outside of the sphere of healing. Needless to say, Sylphie seeks to emulate her in every way. It is rare and wondrous talent to heal without relying on energies of nature, but such power is not born of true conjuring. By all that we know of the art, it should not be possible for Sylphie to cast Rise. I shudder to think what would happen if she tried. I fear my inability to set her upon the true path reflects my own failings as a teacher. I am only glad that those same failings have not hindered you. Whether it be with my help or in spite of it, I believe that you will become a fine conjurer. Already you are blessed with great power, and more shall be yours should you persevere with our art, as indeed I hope you shall. Yet, somehow much you've grown, however powerful you become, remember that our power is borrowed, not taken. Alright. We are going to call it here for today, folks. I'm going to go ahead and wave and say thank you so much for coming and hanging out. This is the Conjurer's storyline for a Realm Reborn Final Fantasy XIV. We are also doing all of the other class and job stories and such on the channel, and then on my other YouTube channel I'll be doing story recaps and reviews and tier lists, and I don't know what else. We haven't decided yet, but anyway, go check that out as well. Anyway, like, subscribe, and join the Discord. We'll see you next time. Bye!